Okay. If you look at the weekly chart for the dollar Swiss, you'll see a very interesting setup here. Have to stop and play it again. One second, I'm just something. The projection is getting stuck. Okay. Now, if you look at the, as I said, the dollar Swiss, you would see that over here is a very interesting, and I will show you why in a second. But right there, we have traded back above the 105.90, which is our structural point. We had two positive weeks, closing both of them above our structural point. So we had a trade below the structural point. We broken below the structural point, and there was no continuation. There was no liquidation coming into the market. Rather, the prices turned around. It closed above the structural point of the 1.05900 for 1 week, and then last week, which is last Friday, we had a very big range week. We moved all the way up, putting a high of 107.50. Then we had a big sell-off on Friday. We had a big move to the downside on Friday. We had a capitulation in the dollar. We had over 100 pip decline in the dollar Swiss. Okay, so everybody was turning, Friday was turning bearish or negative, and everybody was, saying sell the dollar. But if you look at this chart on the weekly, you would see that last week the high was 64. And this week, even though with the capitulation that we had last week, we still closed above the 106.50. That is a very positive sign. Even though, look at this sell-off over here, yet we still closed, yet that close. If I'm looking at that chart right now, I have a buy signal on the dollar Swiss. I will not be going to go short on that Swiss, okay, on the dollar. Then if you look at that is Friday, the one that I was telling you about. That's the big sell-off that we had on Friday. And even though we had this big sell-off, it is not yet a sell signal, but we should be happy about this, because that day, that Friday, is going to give us an easy setup or an easy buy or sell signal for tomorrow or for next week. Okay, so our buy is going to be easy. It's going to be, we still look at the daily chart. Look at from December, the dollar has been moving very nicely against the Swiss. It is taking one structure point, going to another structure point, and this is the same thing. It goes above the structure, comes back to retest the structure, only to push higher, and it stopped. The 107.28 is one of our previous structure point, and having a pause, this is nothing more than a pause, is a healthy sign. So we're going to look into price points to buy the Swiss, and this here is one of the nice things about using the software. It identifies for us our buying points. So you see here, you have actually two buy points for the dollar Swiss. You have a 106.60 or a 106.72. The difference between them is only 10 pips. So it's not really brain surgery which one to take above the 106.60 or a 106.72. It's just 10 pips in the difference. So let us err on the side of caution, and you guys who have been with us know that if I have to choose between the 106 John Sharp, if I'm going to choose between the 106 and the 106.72 and the 106.66, which one will be choosing? Come on, Louise. Sean. That I will be choosing the 106.72 because right there it is a structural point on Sergey. It is a structural point of a lower magnitude. So I should be taking the 106.72 rather, so I can save myself a little bit of volatility. So I will be buying above the 106. Let me show it to you quickly when I put the right there. We will be buying above the 106.72. So our buy is above the 106.72, and we're going to place our stop below. Let's see what the low of the day is. 106.35. So my stop, I'm only risking 30 pips on this trade. So my long stop is 106. Well, that's from last week, the 106.25. My long stop here is 106.35. I'm going to leave that as is. The structural, okay, where are we going to go short? In this case, based on this pattern over here, that is my lowest momentum. So I'm going to take it below. I'm going to go short below the low of the day, which is my momentum low. So my short is going to be below 106.35. And if you look at this, guys, our short last week was 105.76. This week, now our short is 106.35. This means what? If you see that our selling points are getting higher and higher, this tells you which way the market is going. So you don't have to look at selling. You will take the sell points that happen on the chart as buying opportunities. Okay? So that is our structural short is still the 103.71 is still intact. Our structural long, where is our structural long? We are already above the structural long, so let's see which is the... I'm going to leave the 105.90 as... Now this now will become our structural short. The 105.90 is going to change roles. The 105.90 now is going to become our short, and our long point is going to be the 107.28. 106.72, 106.35, 107. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So this is the numbers on the dollar Swiss. We want to be buyers. Our bias is to be buying the dollar Swiss. We're going to go long above 106.72. Only if it trades below 106.35, we're going to go short. Our structural point, which was our structural long from last week, now it is going to be our structural short. Our structural long, which means a continuation of the uptrend, is the 107.28, and our stop is for if I go long, then I'm placing my stop below 106.25, and if I go short, I'm going to place my stop above. That is, this has to be changed. This is wrong. If I go short above 106, below 106.35, then that stop should be, if my short point is 106.35, I'm going to put it 10 pips above my short point, so at least that is okay. That is now our price points for the dollar Swiss. Okay, guys? All right.